gentlemen, welcome back to Wre-Wind Wrestling Radio, right here on the Wre-Wind Wrestling Network, where I, your host Ted, along with my co-hosts, the new mouth of the South, Tyler Peters, the Brazilian giant Vinicius, the Temptress Witch, Ivy, and the senior ref, Amy Veronica, talk everything pro wrestling. It's the indies, the pros, everywhere you go. Let's jump right into Wre-Wind Wrestling Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wre-Wind Wrestling Radio Show here on the Wre-Wind Wrestling Network. I am your host, Ted. I am here with the full cast. What is this balls deep nonsense? We have the whole cast here 2 weeks in a row. Thank Christ for small favors, although Nelio's bailing on us again next week, but it's okay. It's all right. It'll be a thing. He's got a lot of shows he's got to take care of, folks. So we're gonna keep things going here. Before we get too far ahead, though, I do want to shout out Drew Bronson, formerly DB Craft. He'll be joining us next week as a guest. So make sure you guys tune in to hear our interview with Drew as we talk the state of professional wrestling and everything going. I'm super excited to hear that we have some great stuff happening for both the CCWs. And when I say both the CCWs, I mean Coastal Championship Wrestling, right? Our CCW, right? We got some big stuff coming up. Nelio is going to update you on that in just a second, and he'll do it in a very timely manner. And Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, the other CCW, right? They are doing great stuff right now, doing all kinds of cross-promotional stuff with their friends from Mexico, and all kinds of great stuff. I was talking to John last night. John's been a guest on the show before. He's a friend of the show. I was talking to him last night, off and on, and he's doing great stuff with that group up there as well. So super excited to see that wrestling is indie wrestling is on fire right now. It's great stuff. It's really great stuff. So let's get this ball rolling tonight, folks. We are talking everything wrestling conspiracy. And look at Amy. First of all, let's just give Amy that look, because she is fantastic right now. She has the whole
Oh my God, we need a still shot of that.
Oh my God. So Amy's got the tinfoil hat. Amy's got the conspiracy theory web going. Everything is just awesome. In fact, Amy, we're gonna have to get like a close-up shot of that conspiracy theory web, so that we can float it across the screen so people can see it. So you'll have to send me
Griff Garrison. Who the fuck is Griff Garrison?
He just showed up. He was not even a real person. Yeah, you put him there.
He's not Jungle Boy. Who the fuck is he?
They just found him on the street. They're like, here, you exist now, and people apparently like you. Where'd he come
from? So we're going to talk some of our favorite wrestling conspiracies here tonight, and we're going to have some fun with it. I do want to turn it over to my esteemed colleagues here, but first I want to let Nelio get all of his plugs in, because if he doesn't, then he pulls his sponsorship of our program.
And then guys, thank you so much. We had an amazing weekend at CCW. Friday night we had a breakout of the CCW Arena, the first of monthly shows. Big standout was Logan Taylor from the Nightmare Factory, sent to us by QT Marshall and Glacier, and I know, but he knocked it out of the park. So good job, and I'm excited to see more of him in the future. And then obviously, amazing main event. I don't want to spoil it for the people who are going to watch the live wrestling, but Larry Lane and Cha-Cha Charlie, they blew the house down. I don't want to say whether it's Larry's last match, but it was an emotional evening. And then obviously Santos and Alex Oshie. It's crazy that we can put that together. And obviously, as always, a packed house. We had a little bit of an issue because we didn't want to leave the doors open because people would be standing outside, standing room only. But it was interesting. And then obviously, I'm sure everybody knows about it. Probably one of the best matches in CCW history. A surprising finish to King Mo and Hedy Karawi. So you're going to see that match again ASAP, obviously. If you know, you know. But other than that, good stuff. And then this Saturday, at the Bash of the Brew 4, you have one of the craziest cards ever. And we're adding a couple of surprises, sprinkle a little bit of surprises on there. And then Cinco de Mayo at the Boca Black Box Theater for Cinco de Mayo. You have Super Crazy. You have really cool stuff happening there. And then Lucha Mania 2 is kicking off. We have some amazing things happening there. As I'm sure you already saw, was announced Holly Hood, Haley J, OVW Women's Champion, one of the top indie people, indie wrestlers in America, and she's going to be defending her title at a CCW show. What is this? What is going on here against the unbelievable our friend of the pod, Christy Jane? So you have Christy Jane's challenging for the OVW championship in a CCW ring in Nashville, Tennessee. If you don't buy a ticket, you deserve to be caught by the secret police and become a non-person, as we're talking about conspiracy theories today. That's why I said that. But if you don't go to those shows, you are a non-person to me. You're dead to me, and probably the government. So check it out. Go to ccwrestlingfl.com, etc.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Brian Cage, June 19th, and I got a huge, insane surprise happening August 21st that I think is going to blow people's minds, but I can't announce it just yet. But it's one of those things where it was just like, is this really happening? And it looks like it's happening. But once the contracts are signed, you'll hear about it. But you'll hear about it.
Fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Well, listen, folks, go and check out everything for CCW, ccwrestlingfl.com. And let's move right on through here. Let's start talking some wrestling conspiracies. And I think we have to start with Amy, right? Because Amy has like sat here and like gotten ready for this thing all day today. She was texting us pictures of the web and it's very intricate, by the way. Like that's some great stuff for our listening audience, the people that aren't watching on YouTube. This is a very, very detailed conspiracy web for professional wrestling, and I think you should make sure you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and then and check out the visuals, because we'll have still pictures of that.
The visual is so good, it's better than busting a nut.
Got it in there. You got it in.
God.
All right. So anyway.
So hold on. This is the first time I've ever seen Ivy speechless. Hold on. Ivy was just speechless for a second.
She's had an aneurysm. Her mind is broken right now.
So now back-to-back weeks, Christy James has gotten Nelio to stop talking mid-sentence just by telling him to shut up and wait his turn. And then Angela was speechless. Ivy was speechless. What the hell is happening right now? This is insanity. What's going on? All right, so Amy,
conspiracy.
Talk to us. All
right, so do we want to go crazy first, or
is there any other way to go?
Well, I mean, there's ones that are like, there's the scale. There's like the ones that are batshit crazy, and then there are ones that are like you could see it, and it's actually kind of intriguing.
So listen,
give me 2 seconds.
I want this to be like Nelio's world. I want this to be like batshit crazy, balls to the wall, wrestling conspiracies. Okay. That's what I want right now. We can wrap up the end with the tame stuff. Okay, give it to me.
All right. So one that always comes up, that anytime you type in like wrestling conspiracies, is whether or not the Montreal screw job was a work or a shoot. And
we've
like
talked about that a little bit before.
Have we? Oh,
not just like a little bit, but yeah.
So yeah, there's some that think that like everybody was in on it. They signed the NDAs, like they wanted to make this the best work thing, or best worked angle in the business. Yeah, work shoot in the business. Yeah, like I personally, given how WWE runs their shit now, I don't see them being able to pull off something like that. But you know what? It was the Monday Night Wars. Desperate storyline writing, desperate angles.
Bro. We sent Bret Hart to WCW, bro.
We'll talk about him later.
And then you send me, bro, and we destroy it from within. I think it's the future of wrestling. I don't know.
So listen. So first of all, and I can't believe I have to say this because I think any wrestling fan worth their salt knows what the Montreal Screwjob is. But I did find out.
Tell the people at home that don't know what the Montreal Screwjob is, because they might think it's some sort of pornographic thing.
So I did find out, and the reason I say this is because I found out that a couple of our listeners, and I say a couple, I mean literally like 3, are in their early 20s, late teens, and they don't have a lot of experience with understanding the attitude era of wrestling. They came up as like end of the ruthless aggression era, right? For our younger fan base, right? The Montreal Screwjob in November of 1997 at Survivor Series, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, WWF Championship. Bret was on his way out. He had signed his contract with WCW. He did not want to drop the belt. He had creative control and told Vince that he would come out on Raw the next night and drop it afterwards, but he wasn't going to get beat in his hometown, in his home country, and that was going to be that. And so Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon and Earl Hebner conspired to have Shawn put Bret in the sharpshooter as a screw job finish, and that even though Bret wasn't going to tap, and that Bret was in on what the finish of the match was supposed to be, which was going to be that Bret was going to reach back, reverse the sharpshooter, put Shawn in the sharpshooter, Shawn was going to tap.
That's not true. It was supposed to be a schmaz. They were supposed to reverse it, then go to the outside, fight, and then.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean,
You're
I know that there hasn't been much information. It's very closely held. I mean, no one ever talks about the Montreal Screwjob. Like,
no one ever.
Like,
Never.
No. After
It's
that,
not
this
on every
is
list.
all new.
First time
This
it's
is
ever
all
been
new.
mentioned. But
Yep.
yeah,
We're breaking.
I don't know why I know that.
We're breaking
maybe
news
because-
right now.
Maybe because Vince was on record on Wrestling with the Shadows telling Bret that it'll be a schmaz. It's unbelievable that it got that. But the fact that there's a documentary, the fact that every shoot wrestling thing has talked about it, it's just a very strange thing, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, the bell rang as soon as Shawn locked in the sharpshooter. Bret never tapped. And then afterwards, Bret punched Vince in the face after spitting on him, and then and spelled out WCW in the camera, right?
And 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds, if you have a subscription to the Cock, you can go back and watch it at its time.
That's true. You can.
That's
Survivor
what the
Series
kids call
1997. It's on Peacock, the app on which the
That's what it
WWE
is.
network
They-
now
they-
resides.
Look, you gotta talk like the kids talk, Ted. They call it the Cock.
And back to Amy.
Oh my god. So
Okay.
oh man.
Sorry,
So
Amy, go
yeah,
ahead.
like Millie brought up, the reason for the conspiracies around this is because the perfectly timed documentary that was filming backstage during the entire ordeal, like, and then also see, this is one of the things where it's like I remember it happening, but I can't find it anymore, and I think it's because WWE edited it out. I remember in early like 2000s when I watched the Montreal Screwjob for the first time, Bret does on camera do the WCW thing, but now you can't find it. Like they edited it out completely. So I remember
Tracks.
Yeah,
I think
but
they
can I tell
actually
you
played
that
that.
you're-
No, I think they played that segment on the Owen Hart special of Dark Side of the Ring because they
Well,
brought
yeah.
this up. So yeah, like
No,
yeah,
but
so you can find it
Amy,
there.
I believe you have selective memory. Those clips were played extensively in the weeks following. Like WWE showed the clips after the Bret screwed Bret interview because it was getting hot. But I remember watching it that night, and they literally pan from the submission up. Bret looks confused. Jim Ross says, "Well, folks, that's going to be controversial." And they
And then
pan to the
ends.
front of the as HBK is walking out, and they played all that stuff like a week later because they said it was really hot. But they really tried to make it seem like nothing happened when it happened. And I just remember saying like, "What the hell? What the hell was that?" You know, like. But yes, it's really strange, right? The thing is what happens after the match is 10 times more interesting than anything that the WWE had done from 1995 to 1997.
Yeah, because it created the best character that WWE has probably created during the night, or one of the best, like the Vince McMahon character.
Yeah, it created Doink the Clown, the evil Doink.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like young adult me said, oh, the Montreal Screwjob was awful, and Brett got really screwed here, and I have the Wrestling with Shadows VHS, you know, the whole 9 yards, right?
Mhm.
Now, 30-plus-year-old Ted, as a wrestling fan who's been watching for 20-plus years, is going, yeah, it's a work. You know, like I don't know. I don't see how it's not a work. How can it not have been a work?
Oh,
There's
it
no
wasn't
way.
work.
There's no way
No.
that Vince
I think
McMahon
I think
let them pan to him going WCW on camera.
no, but that it wasn't that night. They used it later. I swear to you. I watched it happen. I was like, what is going on? So here's why that's not a work. Okay, like it's cool to say it's a work. I know Scott Hall said it was a work, but as soon as Scott Hall said, like, it seems like a work, bro, he like 2 minutes later, he's like, that'll be really cool and controversial. Like he knew he was like, the Montreal Screwjob killed Bret Hart's spirit. Like he was so broken as a broken person after that like one of the things was Bret took himself and professional wrestling so seriously, he still does, that obviously coupled into like the death of his brother later, he was already when Owen died, he was already broken. And I'm telling you, he was broken by the like what he felt was an incredible betrayal and like, you know, destruction of him on that day, you know? And I would have loved if it was a work, if they come out years later and said like it was a work, brother. I would love that, but I don't think it is. You know, I think he's gonna die. I think Bret, who was my favorite wrestler as a kid, is gonna die still bitter and upset and angry. And it's really bad. I wish it was a work. I wish it all was a work. I wish a lot of stuff was a work.
Okay.
What do you think, Tyler? Tyler, you're so analytical. You watch wrestling all day. What do you think?
Well, I just think Vince had to protect the championship. It wasn't the popular idea because, you know, Bret had been his guy with Michaels. But you think about the relationship going back to this too, to that territory. I mean, because him and Bret had that bond. But the thing is, I can see both sides of it. I just can't agree that it's a work because Vince, knowing how passionate he is also as much as Bret is about his family's business and him being the king of sports entertainment, there's just no way he's going to let Bret, as much as he respects him as a wrestler, take the belt to WCW. He knew that WCW had the offer for him. He actually let Bret see what they could offer.
Okay, but it was the second week of November, and he was contracted through the end of December.
Yeah, that's true. There's so many.
Like I love like when
hard.
revisionists are like, well, yeah, you had to drop the belt because you could walk on Monday Nitro the next night. No, he like, well, if you want to use that logic, he could have walked on the Monday Nitro a year before because anyone could do whatever the hell they want, but they would be sued for it. You know what I mean? So like the way that it was done to be it was done to be a little bit resentful and hurtful. But but of course, you know, WWE are great people and stuff, so it's like something that they would have only done in the past. You know, this is a long time ago, but it, you know, potentially was, you know, and of course they need to protect the belts. Of course, you're right, Tyler. You're all right. Go ahead.
I would just say we're all bringing up good theories. That's all I'm saying. I know I'm going to seem like a WWE apologist there, but you know, I just don't think it's a work.
You know, Davey Boy Smith Jr. was there.
Oh, okay.
He did like he was there that day. Like a bunch of the like Hart kids were there, and his whole family was there. It's kind of a strange thing, you know. But I also hear like people were laughing at him because Bret's not from Montreal; he's from Calgary. So it's like, dude, it's like you're not in your hometown; you're in your home country, you know.
Yeah.
So it is a weird. Ivy, what do you think? You seem like a huge Bret Hart fan.
What? What? Why do I seem like a huge Bret Hart fan? Why? I'm just curious.
You just seem to have been. I don't know.
Really? I mean, it's not that I'm not, but I was more of a Shawn Michaels girl myself.
I'm gonna.
You zip, tie, fucking lock that shit up and just shut up, Ted, because I'm about fed up with you anyway.
Okay,
so
keep on your tongue. I don't know. I don't think I could say that it was a work. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of, angles of it that are super coincidental in the way that things worked out for everybody. But I don't think I'm convinced, just because kind of what you were saying, Ellie, about like the emotional toll that it took on Brett. He definitely does still seem bitter. And I think that there's only a certain extent that you can act on something like that, before it transitions into pure emotion. Sorry, the cat's like all up in the business.
Butters is like, yo, I want to give my opinion too.
What do you
Is
think,
it a
Butters?
work?
Is it a work? Is it a work?
Bite once for work.
Guys, that's 4 bites. Butters,
Yeah.
Butters
So
is with
I
me.
don't think I can confidently say that it was a work.
Why would
but
they
who
still?
the
Why
hell
would they
knows?
still maintain it was a work in 2021?
Yeah,
You
it
have
makes
people.
no sense.
You have people who were literally in the room. Was Vince Russo, Jim Cornette, Bruce Pritchard, and what's his name? Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe, and you have Hunter Hearst Helmsley and HBK. So from 1997 to 2021, there's been a few of those people who not only worked for WWE, but had an axe to grind with the WWE. Why wouldn't they be the
True.
person be like, hey, while we were in the room, they said, we're going to work WCW and the world into creating this like controversial moment. Someone would say it, and it would, Scott Hall wasn't even there, right?
No, yeah, he was at WCW. But
So the one guy in wrestling who's come out and said that it was a work, like wasn't even in the room.
well, Road Dogg also said it was a work.
Oh, he did.
I'm sorry then. Forget what I said. Road Dogg said it.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like he was in WWE at the time, but he probably never got it.
The word. But anyway, let's move on. I hate Montreal. Can I do mine next?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. My thought process here is do you know that deepest human scientists have been able to go
Where?
on the crust of the planet?
Oh, okay.
Right. So the idea is of the potential possibility of a hollow Earth that houses huge wrestling events during COVID-19. COVID never was able to get into the hollow Earth. So the aliens or human-like figures who exist there put on grandiose professional wrestling events. Ted, what do you think? Okay, let me do my real one. The continent of Atlantis. Hear me out here for a second.
Wait, it's a continent?
I think Plato, if you look at like Gibraltar, I believe Plato said that it existed to the west of Gibraltar. It's a huge landmass, and then a society that was advanced thousands of years that existed. And if you look, there's statues where Atlantis would be like under the ground, And my question is, obviously we know the story of the origin of catch as catch can wrestling into professional wrestling and the mob fixing fights, but what if professional wrestling actually started in Atlantis?
I'm not buying that. No.
Okay. Here's my real one.
I love you, man, but I can't go there.
Okay,
that's two whiffs. Just so we're clear,
that's
two whiffs.
The greatest intergender wrestling champion of all time is the late great Andy Kaufman. We spoke about him not being in the Hall of Fame 2 episodes ago. But Andy Kaufman would talk about faking his own death. Like he was fixated on it. And he's diagnosed with an illness, and 1 calendar year later, he dies. He does the thing where Bob Zmuda plays other characters that he's in, so to make it appear as though he may be alive. Is the greatest comedic professional wrestler of all time, is he still alive? That's actually a real wrestling.
It's interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, it's one to think about. I don't think he
And
is,
if he's
but-
living in the hollow earth, Tyler,
Jesus.
Okay, which
But
one
he
over the ring
maybe
now? I went from
creates-
wrestling to okay.
no,
Do I still
imagine
have
if,
the
like,
ability to mute people? I can't remember anymore.
you probably do.
It's like, seriously, I
Tyler,
did
Tyler,
before.
be quiet. He's gonna mute you in a second.
Sure, Jesus.
Hey, I'm gonna pay you now, okay?
Oh, what a-
What's up?
Oh, this is.
Okay, do you want a
Vince
real?
Nelia with a
do you want
shovel one
Do
day.
you want a theory? A real professional wrestling theory? I'm trying to think of one that I know it's real that is like a theory.
Spoiler.
Oh, Robert Gibson. Robert Gibson stealing a knee surgery from the WCW. He injured. Yeah,
What?
that's like a real thing that happened. Yeah, Robert Gibson. That's not even a conspiracy. It used to be a conspiracy. That him and the Rock and Roll Express, he had injured his knee, like he had torn his knee apart, and then he hit it from WCW, got his tights on, was basically like limping and carried to the ring, like trying to hide it as much as possible. And then as soon as he got the tag, he just walked in the ring and collapsed, and said that he got hurt in the match, and WCW paid for his surgery. That happened. That's,
Yeah.
so I guess you could say it's a
believable.
conspiracy theory. I mean, I don't know if like Ted Turner is gonna call him and ask for like 20 grand or whatever it costs to get your
Oh,
knee
man.
replaced in 1990
Such a
something.
court case for somebody. Like,
Oh,
All right.
it is. Yeah, it really
So with that being said, I'm gonna flip this over to Tyler. Tyler.
You don't have anything to say about that? I mean, it's just so carny, you know?
No, I think it's in there. Hey, I said it's believable, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate the Brazil.
Tyler, it's not only is it
Let
believable,
me
I'm
talk.
telling you
Let
it
me talk here.
happened.
Let me-
It happened in the Skywalker's match. God damn it!
Yeah, it happened on
No,
Cornette
it
Channel,
didn't.
okay?
It wasn't a
No.
Skywalker's match.
Oh,
I'll tell you what it is. I'll just Google what match he hurt his knee on.
That's a Skywalker, man. Hey, no, my theory is just real quick, and I'm going to, get through this. But I heard that Ric Flair could have been in the $1 Million Man spot. That he was, he eventually came over to WWE, but there's been rumors that if it wasn't Ted DiBiase, it could have been Ric Flair being that gimmick, believe it or not.
Tyler.
Yeah.
That's not even a conspiracy theory.
Well, I mean, can we not do rumors?
Like Bruce
I gotta admit,
Pritchard said that he was the inspiration, one of the inspirations.
that's where I stole it from, but I was wondering. Yeah.
No, but that's not a conspiracy theory. I mean, I don't mean to jump down your throat about it.
I'm gonna take the obvious one off the table. Mach and Steph.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Is that why the WWF let Mach go? Is that why they moved him to commentary and said, well, I guess not? Did he bang Steph and did he cost himself his top spot there? What do we think?
I think I'm very good friends with his brother Lanny Poffo, so I don't even want to speculate. That's what I think.
Well, Lanny's commented on it. He's just said that you'll have to ask one. There were two people in the room.
I believe it's very interesting. I don't
know.
know. What did he say? What did Lanny say? I'll say whatever he said.
Lanny said there were two people that could tell you the
There are
answer
two
to
people
that.
in the world who will know, and one of them is my brother, and he's gone.
That's right. That's right. And the other one won't ever say. So
The other one might need to sell books later. She doesn't have to sell a book. She's like a billionaire, Ted.
I mean,
Billionaire Ted.
billionaire Ted. There it is. There it is. All right, you want me to pick a different one?
No. Amy, what do you think about Mach and Steph?
I mean, it could definitely be plausible because this was like the lowest of the low that between Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth, and they were also going through their own personal issues, which could also be like his own demons, the reason why that WWE let him go. So it's definitely plausible. It's mostly taken where this originates is mostly just jabs that like other wrestlers have taken at Stephanie.
Including Macho Man. Macho Man in his rap song said, Triple H, I had her first or something. He was really mad.
Yeah. And
But there's an interesting factoid here. So, Ted, you would assume that when this relationship happened, Stephanie McMahon would be underage. But when apparently when he left for WCW in 1994, Stephanie McMahon was born in 1976, September 24th, 1976. So she actually could be an 18-year-old woman when she had her affair with Macho Man Randy Savage, which makes this a lot less nefarious. Because I assumed like she was like 15.
Well, the rumor was that
pro
is
wrestling.
well. So here's
It was
so
of
here's
age, I guess.
right. So here's the thing is that the people that talk about this say that this happened before Mach left, and that's why he got put on commentary and stopped working in the ring. So when did Mach go to commentary?
94 or earlier. No, he wrestled Yokozuna in 93, and he wanted to come back in 94 to do the Shawn Michaels. No, he wanted to come back in 95. Wait, when did Macho Man leave?
I think Mach left in 94, didn't he?
Nope. It was because 94. But in what time 94? Yeah, actually, she would be 17 on the day he left.
Right.
He left September 6, 1994. She didn't turn 18. So, I mean, that's inexcusable.
If it happened.
Those are incredibly
folks,
important 16 days to make someone like an adult versus not an adult. So
and also a live fact check of this. It was started just by a random user on a forum. So it wasn't really...
For sure it happened.
Pre-Reddit days, it's definitely happened.
Well, that's how I heard about a lot of stuff.
The Hollow Earth? I mean...
Yeah. Okay.
That's how I first heard about some stuff, but yeah.
All right,
But wait, Macho Man, he references it in a rap song. He says, what was the song? Macho?
Be a man, right?
Yes, be a man.
Oh my God, why do you know the name of his song?
I was a big Macho Man fan.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Macho Man was awesome.
Ooh,
I got
gonna put out a rap album. Ooh yeah.
That's a great
my
idea.
God.
I used to listen to the album, and it's not a bad album. It's very produced very well,
But I have another one that's a little bit more like plausible, can't be easily denied.
Okay.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Okay. So, WrestleMania 30. Did Brock Lesnar take liberties with a concussed Undertaker?
I was waiting for that one to come up.
Yeah. Because Paul Heyman's playing it up. He likes to do that little game where he's just like, am I telling you something or am I not? Which is a Paul Heyman thing. Like that shouldn't really add to it. But I'm on the in-between. Because the thing about conspiracy theories is there's always a kernel of truth to even the craziest ones. So I kind of think what would happen is the Undertaker was going to win and then he gets concussed. And then they call it audible mid-match. And that's why you had everyone I'm pretty sure the ring announcer or not even the ring announcer, but the bell ringer didn't even know at the time. It took a while for the
I think that's confirmed. Nobody knew, but I think even the ref found out in the ring.
Yeah. The ref just counted the 3 and kind of was like, okay, yeah, ringing the bell.
No, I thought when they got in the ring, I think someone turned to him and said, count the pins for real. And then he said later, he's like, I think it's Jimmy Corderas said, was it him? He said, I realized at that point Undertaker was going to lose. Why would they say that?
Yeah. So
I just didn't want him to be like, am I fucking up?
Yeah.
Which then lends credence to no conspiracy theory. I had always heard that Undertaker looked like shit, and Vince McMahon said, you're done and you're going to lose. And he got upset. And then, he, as revenge, came back and started looking good and all that stuff. Yeah. He looked skinny that year, and they were just like, are you kidding me? The day of, they just told him, you're going to lose now because you're withering away. But then he looked great 6 months later when he came back and kicked the guy in the dick, right? Was that 6 months later?
Yeah. That was it. Yeah, because
he kicked Brock Lesnar in the dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was during the South Rollins, but he looked great. It's night and day, It's really strange.
Well, I mean, the streak ending is super controversial, right? Like anyone that's a hardcore wrestling fan has always been like, you know, since it happened has constantly, you know, what was it, 7 years ago now, right?
Yes.
You know, it's like it's still a very touchy subject for a lot of fans.
Mhm.
But also
But why? But why is it a touchy subject?
because everyone, all the smarks hate Brock.
Mhm.
That's why.
Why?
Smarks because he's a
Look
part
at
timer and he doesn't do anything. You know, I
Look at
heard
his
he's getting booked for
traps.
CCW next, so it's all good. You know, but
I gotta rob 10 banks to get Brock Lesnar.
but the long and the short of it is, I don't think of myself as like a human lie detector or anything along those lines, right? But typically, if someone's lying to me, right, unless it's Nelio because he lies to us all the time, if someone's lying to me, then I generally I'm pretty good at being able to tell, right? Taker said in the Last Ride documentary that it was planned and that he had voiced his opinion that he didn't think it was the right move, but he would do whatever he was told.
Mm.
And I didn't get the feeling that he was bullshitting. You know what I mean? I don't think he was just covering tracks. I think that's probably legitimately what happened, and he's not happy about it, which is why it took him so long to talk about it, but it is what it is. I think it would have been better if he had put over someone that was up and coming, you know,
Oh yeah,
if he had
absolutely.
put over Bray, or
It would have meant more for
right,
sure.
yeah. Or if it were someone that he had helped come up in his career. Like, he didn't help Brock come up in his career all that much because Taker was the other top dog on SmackDown. So when Lesnar came up, Angle was the guy that really propelled him, right? But Taker really propelled John Cena. Taker really propelled Randy Orton. You know, so either of those guys would have been a great one to go with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would have made sense for sure. Absolutely.
So I don't know. I feel like I feel like I don't think that we could say that it was liberties being taken. I think it was probably planned, but that it was just like a pissed off Taker who didn't give a crap anymore, and he probably showed up looking like crap because he was like, well, they told me I'm going to lose, so why would I want to look like I'm at my best and then lose, right?
Yeah.
You know, especially if I don't agree with the work. So that's my opinion on it for sure.
Yeah.
Ivy, do you have one for us?
I have a couple.
What was
First
that?
one, I was
what was that?
I don't know. My back is killing me, so I'm like over here trying to like,
Once again, I'm gonna
reposition
zip.
and get comfortable. I know. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the theories. I read one after we started like kind of talking about doing conspiracy theories for this episode, about Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon being gay lovers.
Wait, what?
You didn't hear this?
This one's a new one. Let me look this.
Get it on the board right now.
Supposedly there's a lot of theory, and it originated from, like in the locker room, guys just kind of throwing the comments back and forth about, Shawn Michaels kind of always getting his way, and a lot of these private meetings that Shawn and Vince were having in the office, and then kind of Shawn comes out and it's like whatever Shawn wants, Shawn gets.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I haven't heard that one. That's a new one.
The Heartbreak Kid there.
Yep. I mean,
Stark difference from them sunny days, huh?
Sure. I was just thinking that because
I can't look at red lipstick the same way. I look at Shawn Michaels and red lipstick, and I'm just like,
I would lose my smile too if that's what I had to do.
Listen, that was one that I have not.
Wouldn't anyone do that though? I
when
mean,
I
is
read
that like just because it was Shawn? Are you saying because it was Shawn Michaels? Like anyone would do that? And then position.
I'm just saying this is something that I stumbled across in some research, and I was like, I haven't heard this one before, and I don't know. I don't know.
Well, along those same lines, I've also heard, and I'm not, I not to speak ill of the dead in any way.
Oh,
shape,
I know where
or
you're
form,
going with this,
but
and I've kind of felt the same about it.
But he who shall not be named, and Eddie Guerrero. You know, were the two of them road husbands? You know.
Listen,
Well,
and
they
can
already
I
called
just
each other road wives. So
yeah, but can I just speak from someone who has mourned the death of someone that they love deeply, and after watching the Dark Side of the Ring episode and hearing the account from family members and loved ones on how terribly the death was taken, I know that pain. And that's a very different type of pain, and that is a very different type of mourning that one goes through. So after hearing the way that Eddie's death was mourned in that situation, that would not surprise me. It wouldn't at all.
Yeah. Nelio's just like, yep, it happened.
He's
over there nodding. He's over there nodding.
I would never say anything about those guys. I love them. I mean, not Chris Benoit, I don't love him, but Eddie Guerrero's so great. So who knows? If they were good for them, there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm just, it's something that
it's incredibly like crazy theory. Like it sounds like pretty crazy, but like
in today's world,
for you to be so prejudiced, Ivy, is surprising.
I am not prejudiced.
But think about
it. Look, it happened before it was acceptable. It's 2021. Maybe it would have been fine today, but Ivy, no need to spew hate.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I'm just kidding. Yeah,
crucify me.
I think it was like one of those things where like collectively the whole country, when they watched that Dark Side of the Ring, was like, something's there. Like when you get to like, there's like 2 minutes there where it's like they just keep going on and on and on. It's like, like are they just gonna come out and say it, or they're just gonna keep smacking us in the face with it?
Yeah, I can see that, but I can also see like they were really trying to focus on the point of their friendship in that too. And don't get me wrong, I would lose it if I lost my best friend, but not on that level.
Right.
Like,
and you know what? The people have made jokes about me and Ariel being for real.
But they aren't jokes though.
I joke and laugh, but then I'm gonna like it's gonna be a documentary that's gonna be like they were good friends and they were traveling together. So like, well, what does that mean, dude? So like maybe Eddie Guerrero is in heaven and he's pissed off because he's like they're calling him he's with a man when he's such a masculine
Stop it.
guy. I don't know.
Eddie, when I get up there, if I'm if I brought this up and it's not true, you can go ahead and punch me in the face when I get up there. It's all good.
I didn't say
Don't say that, dude.
It is what it is. It is what it is. There's another really high-strung one, right? Also having to do with the Hart family, Owen, and the whole situation surrounding his death. There's a conspiracy, and I think it's a really loose conspiracy, but it gets some people really high-strung, right? And again, we're not really saying that we believe all of these things. We're just discussing different wrestling conspiracies. That Owen was murdered to get back at Brett for speaking out. I don't know.
I don't even want to say. Yeah, that's horrifying.
I don't know. But crazy to think about. And there was another one that I had that I had thought about earlier today when Amy was sending us pictures with Pepe Silva over there.
Carol. I took those pink slips and I mailed them right to Timbuktu.
But okay, so this one is recent and there's not much speculation on it. So everyone remembers Saudi Arabia last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before pandemic.
There's
remember
a court case about this. Yeah.
Yeah, remember they got stopped in Saudi Arabia. And the WWE's been pretty hush-hush about it, about what had happened. And, like, some wrestlers have come out and said, like, the authorities literally told them they couldn't get on the plane and everything. Do we think that the Saudi government was, like, trying to, like, strong-arm WWE by holding them hostage until they got TV rights to, what do you call it, the Saudi Arabia show? Because that's what was happening. Vince got mad at the prince and reportedly delayed the TV rights to the Saudi Arabia show, Crown Jewel. And then the plane leaving got held up. So, and a lot of superstars were saying, like, they were being held back by armed guards and everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that with a 20-foot pole.
Man, that is, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the Saudi government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like anything is possible when it comes to government.
I wouldn't put
And we
that
wanna
past
talk
the American
conspiracies.
government. Like,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
like, you know, like,
I wouldn't put
Yeah.
certain things past Vince McMahon either. So, like, if
Yeah.
they're basically holding Vince, like, what would Vince do if the tables were turned? You know,
Yeah.
he'd go to extremes.
that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
he'd
true.
find a way. For sure.
Okay, well, to all of our listeners, listen, you can send us your therapy bills, and Nelio
Don't send
will
us our
send them to
therapy.
Timbuktu.
Send them directly to Nelio.
You know, but like I said, guys, this has just been a fun one. Nice off week for us just to be able to sit and chat as a group of people that love wrestling. And we thank you all for coming along for the ride with us. We are going to we're going to be back next week. We're going to have Drew Bronson on next week. He's going to talk to us a little bit more about what's going on with him out in Chicago and how things are looking out there in that area for indie wrestling. And we are working on, I can't name names yet because I haven't gotten confirmation yet, but we're working on potentially one or two big names to be on going into our summer season here, and potentially for
You don't
our
want to
SummerSlam
announce
show.
Cha-Cha Charlie? He's a huge name. I'm just kidding. It's a name that eclipses Cha-Cha Charlie.
No, because as soon as I drop his name, he's gonna just come on and be like, "Who booked this shit?" So we are we're working and grooving here, folks, and we want to thank you all for all of your support, because we haven't had a lot of time to thank you guys a whole lot lately because the episodes have run super long, and like I'm racing to get things done. But I want to say thank you so much to all of our listeners and to all of our viewers. Please remember to like, comment, share.
Those listeners that send us money every week on our Cash App and our Patreon and stuff. So I want to especially thank you guys. And as you know, for the show, it's $CC Wrestling, and you can just give whatever you want to that. We'll all use it together.
So, and
fans. I mean, you guys have been great, and you know, Ted needs to like buy a new investment house on the beach. So pump that Cash App.
Yep. For sure.
Run it up.
And folks, I'm very excited to say that Mitch Norton is working that final T-shirt design for us. We're going to be launching our T-shirt sales.
Dude, Tyler already leaked it.
Tyler already leaked it. Oh,
he
no.
leaked it already.
It's good. It's good. So
Well,
you can send the pre-orders of those shirts to $CC Wrestling. don't send it there. You'll have a link to send it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but we are going to be selling
They're
online sales.
$200 a shirt.
$200 a shirt. We are going to be selling them
Plus
on
shipping and handling.
I think every time I talk.
Tax, depending on taxes. They get you. They always get you. Go ahead, Ted. I'm sorry.
I got a pee so bad.
Tin foil. Use it as like a cup.
All right, there we go. So folks, we're going to be selling them on the CCW website, ccwrestlingfl.com. You'll be able to find our apparel there. You can also hit us up if you ever see Ivy or me or Amy or Tyler at a show. Nelio won't ever remember to bring shirts to a show for us, but if you ever see us at a show, we will have stuff with us that you can buy from us directly as well. So thank you all so much for being great listeners. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and folks, we will catch you next time.